Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down tonight. Come on. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Everything gonna be alright. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down today. Come on. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. It's a great place to stay.
Welcome to the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. We are about to go live on cavecrewradio.com, YouTube and Facebook. Please share the show and remember to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. And please leave us your comments too. Get ready. It's going to be another big show with all the latest hot topics, pop culture and weird news. Ladies and gentlemen, and I use that term loosely, here are your hosts, DK and the Big B.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I am DK, joined as always by Big B.
Hi there.
Here on the exclusive Cave Crew Radio pre-show before we go live on the affiliates and the podcasts and all that good stuff. It is what now? It's 9 days. Well, by the time midnight strikes, 8 days until the fat man arrives.
And my son, who nobody else but you just saw with his gingerbread house, is counting down the days.
He's so excited. I kind of miss that.
So we have two things that are do a daily countdown. So we got like these two cubes that have the different numbers on them. So you switch the numbers to count down the days. So he loves switching up the cubes but then we have I guess you call it like an advent calendar, but it's Nakatomi Plaza from Die Hard with Hans Gruber when he gets pushed out the window and falls down. So he falls for 25 days and each day he falls a little further down to the bottom.
You have the coolest stuff.
I have to show you. It's upstairs. Next week for our 2 days before Christmas show, remind me to bring it down and I'll show you.
Yeah, you got it. And then we're close to him falling out the window. Now, is that really a Christmas movie?
No.
Okay, I agree.
I can't stand, and my wife thinks it is. I can't stand that people say that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. If Die Hard's a Christmas movie, then so is Lethal Weapon. So is Trading Places. None of these are Christmas movies. They're action and comedy movies.
Yeah. That
happen to take place during Christmas.
Right. Yippee-ki-yay.
Yes.
Yippee-ki-yay. Anyway, yeah, we're getting so close and Talk is here. I wanted to compare with you because Talk is here. We may possibly get some snow in southern Ontario here in Canada by Thursday or Friday. And it may be cold enough, not that we'll get snow on the actual day, but cold enough that the snow sticks on the ground until Christmas, and we will have a white Christmas.
Oh, look at that! Not here. I'm looking at the projected forecast for the week, and we got a 30% chance of rain on Thursday, a 60% chance of rain on Friday. But the temperature is going to be too high for it to snow or anything like that. I did wake up the other day. Look out the window, and there was snow covering just the cars, like not on the street, the sidewalk, the cars and the grass. It's like, where the fuck did this come from? So we had like a little dusting the other day.
It's like you said, it's that time of year. I mean, I always pray for the El Nino. I'm fine. It stays 40 or whatever. The only thing I don't like is when it's like that freezing rain temperature. So I would actually rather snow than freezing rain.
So check this out. I'm looking at the forecast for this coming week, and next Friday, the low is projected to be 23 degrees. The high is projected to be 60.
Holy shit.
And the next day,
weather this way.
But the next day, the high is going to be 29.
Yeah, you're getting like some kind of a Chinook or something.
I have no idea what's going on, but it's going to be 60 next Friday and 29 on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Winter has been strange. I know, like up in the northern areas and east of here, they still get the regular snow and all that stuff. We just haven't got it. We get one or two bashes a year, and the temperature just fluctuates.
Yeah, we usually get at least one major storm a year. I'm hoping there have been years where we've gotten like almost nothing, and I'm hoping this is one of those years.
Well, you get it off the ocean though, so it's
Yeah, we get what they call the nor'easters that come
yeah.
up and they'll bring massive snows and blizzards and all that
So yeah, they're picking up the moisture from the ocean or
from the
whatever.
ocean.
We
Yeah.
have the lakes here, but it's the way we sit. Like everyone up away from us in the Great Lakes gets absolutely pummeled. Maybe 45 minutes away, they could have a foot of snow, and I'll look outside and it's dry. It's beautiful.
So for this weekend, I don't know if this affects you, but this weekend they're talking in the Midwest and on up to Buffalo is going to be major snowstorms.
Well, don't forget, Buffalo got that. What was it? Not 8 feet, but 5 feet of snow.
Yep.
And moved the game to Detroit.
Yep.
There's nothing on the ground here. It's weird.
Interesting, because they're talking about in Cleveland. Now you're not too far away from Cleveland, right?
Yeah, but Cleveland again dips down. I think it's the way we're positioned. We're kind of right in the middle, and it hits up and it hits down, and it does hit. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we get it, but
Yeah.
not like other places like Toronto and Buffalo and Niagara Falls and Cleveland, and they get it much worse than us. So anyway,
You're in a lucky spot, then, I must say.
I'm completely happy where we are.
What about where our pal Jason and Amanda are?
Oh, they're going to get plummeted this weekend. They might even be a foot of snow there now.
And they're north of you, yes?
Yeah, and they love it. They like to speak French, and they like to have 4 feet of snow, and they can keep that shit. I have no use for it.
I can't.
You're talking about cruise season. It lasts about 3 months for them, and it lasts about 6 months for us. So
I don't.
Anyway, listen, we got a great show. No double feature tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but we of course have Mike reads the news. He would never strand us from that. We have leftover Florida and more Florida coming tonight. So we have a large Florida segment for you because we couldn't get to it last week. And we also have TikTok. So, and of course, our epicenters and stories and all that other stuff. And I'm looking at things are. So next week we're doing a show. It's the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also available the following night, which is the 30th. The following week, I mean.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Ain't nothing going on that day. It's the day after.
This is actually one as far as I can remember. Maybe you remember better, but I don't think we've ever around this time of year we've moved nights or we've skipped shows, or like we're actually going into Christmas and we're actually going into the end of the year with a show.
Yeah, it's because of the way it goes. Maybe a couple of years ago we were able to do that, and then because of how the weeks go, we aren't. But yeah, it's very rare, but it's exciting. It's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Should be fun. So next week, whatever you want to call it, Christmas extravaganza here at Cave Crew Radio. If you're not doing anything, you're wrapping presents, whatever, we're going to be here with you. And then to close off 2022. Before we enter a brand new season in January. We will be here on January 30th.
30th. And everybody can start drinking early for New Year's.
Well, I have a story after your epicenter that you might like.
Alrighty, I'm looking forward to
that talk about drinking early on that night. Anyway, I'm going to cue us into Pulse Talk over there in the UK, and I always feel bad because you got to listen to me chat for a second, but there's a few other things I also need to do, and we're going to kick this show off for you, ladies and gentlemen. So sit back and enjoy the show.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
Cave Crew Radio is now streaming on Alternative Twist Radio and Pulse Talk Radio and at cavecrewradio.com.
Our show is now streaming on the Backstage Radio Network.
Our show is now available on News Force Radio in Ohio and Essential Radio in England.
The show is about to start.
Roger, we have liftoff.
In 3, 2, 1.
This is radio. Cave Crew Radio.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of The Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gonna go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clevin, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball. It's a power play goal.
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it is Cave Crew Radio. My name is DK. I am live from my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Feeling a little bit like winter tonight. 9 more sleeps till the big guy arrives. For those of you that celebrate, other than that, happy Hanukkah, happy Festivus, happy holidays, whatever you may be into. Great show ahead for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, we're live on all our affiliates that we just announced. We are live on Cave Crew Radio, Facebook, and YouTube. We are available wherever podcasts can be found, and our social media is also easy to find. I checked it the other day. Google Cave Crew Radio, and it comes up right at the top, and you can join in with all the fun. Big show tonight. Like I said, we're going to go into the world of TikTok in Florida. We're going to have a TikTok in Florida extravaganza. We are also going to have an episode of Mike Reads the News, of course. Our good friend Mike Jolitz from Surprise, Arizona. And I've got yet another DK big tip of the week for you to help you along with your holiday blues. But before we get into that, there's always something that kicks off the show, and it usually involves an epicenter. Ladies and gentlemen.
And now, he is the king of the sovereign county of Urine Stench and Stenchlandia, the commander-in-chief of the Water Gypsies, the self-proclaimed president of the United States, a university graduate, and always the epicenter of something. Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am King B, King of Stenchlandia and the Water Gypsies, your president-elect of the United States of America, and as always, the epicenter of something. This week, I am the epicenter of the ongoing effects of COVID.
Oh no, this could not be good.
Well, it's just I went to my doctor last week as a follow up, and he told me what to expect over the next 3 months. It takes about 3 months to get out of your system. I'll go through periods of like fogginess where I kind of can't concentrate on things, periods of extreme tiredness, which is what I'm at now. And I'll still feel like crap a little bit, so I'm back on prednisone and all of this stuff. But yeah, it comes and goes like throughout the week.
What happens if everyone in the house is experiencing fogginess at the same time? There's electricity. There's burners on the stove. There's motor vehicles. This could be scary.
Well, you're not going to be driving. It's you're home, so you're not doing anything, and it's not that bad. It's just kind of you can't concentrate for a little bit. You're trying to think of something and it's not coming to you, kind of thing. So it's not like you don't know where you are or anything like that. You can't function. It's just one of those things where you can't think of things off the top of your head. And but my main issue is the tiredness. Like, and my doctor says, you're going to go through this, just lay down and take a nap. I was like, oh, okay. At times you can't, you just have to push through it. But I was had my eyes closed before the show tonight, sitting on the couch. So yeah, it's going to be an ongoing thing for about 3 months, my doctor says.
So you survived the entire pandemic, and now you are, as you say, in the epicenter of COVID.
The ongoing effects, like I'm, I don't have COVID anymore. It's
and
done.
You never really got it that bad. That's what's
no, I didn't.
So strange about it.
Yeah,
the after effects seem worse than the actual COVID.
When I had it, it just felt like a very bad head cold. Your sinus pressure, you're congested up in here. I had a little bit of a cough. Nothing much going on in my chest. My throat was okay. It was just mainly in my head. So it felt like a massive head cold that lasted, when my doctor, I tested positive on one day. My doctor gave me medication that day. So I started taking it. And 2 to 3 days later, I felt better.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't it was a mild case.
Before, I don't even know if I've had it because I've had head colds and I've had various different things, laryngitis and all this other stuff. But I don't know. I'm tired all the time. I'm exhausted. It's Friday. It's that time of year. It's busy around the house. It's busy at work. It's I'm just tired. But that's just life.
Yeah, and that's part of it too, right? So I'm still working and doing all this, so it's the regular exhaustion on top of the effects of COVID. So it's a pain in the ass.
Maybe you'll get a good. They'll let you sleep in more.
I hope so.
Yeah,
and it always makes me think of when we were measuring Stu's, how much smell he had. My smell did go away for a couple of days.
Oh, okay.
I could taste everything, but I couldn't smell things for a couple of days. And then it comes and goes in waves. Like I can't smell things and then suddenly I can, but it seems to be coming back more and more now. But yeah, I did go through a couple of days where I didn't smell nothing.
And you can tell, well, that's what our friend over Bacon on Pucks and Pints said. He couldn't smell the stinky food.
Yeah, I couldn't. My wife's making breakfast. I couldn't smell. I knew she was making breakfast, but if she's making bacon, you obviously smell it and all that.
Yeah.
I didn't smell nothing. I even held it up to my face. Didn't smell it.
Really? That's strange. It's strange.
Oh,
go ahead. Already?
It was pre-made. I had tested this out earlier.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're already... I think we're starting to reuse glasses, but
well, yeah, she's not going to buy a glass every single week.
For a while there,
but it gets expensive. So what are we having? Merry Mint, and it's
Merry Mint, ladies and gentlemen, for the festive season.
And it is.
I love the straw, by the way.
Oh, it's wonderful, right? It's vanilla ice cream, peppermint schnapps, white chocolate liqueur, vanilla vodka. And peppermint bark rum chata.
And is the wife joining you in this?
And the shaved white chocolate peppermint candy on top.
Now, is Mrs. B having some as well? And did she leave you enough for another?
The question is, are you having some as well? And did you leave me enough for another? She is not having, and she would have to make another. That's
Oh,
the
okay. So this is not in the blender. This is not.
no. No, she was experimenting before. Like I asked her what drink we were having this tonight, and she wasn't sure, so she was looking up different things. So she started mixing this together, and I tried it out before the show, and it was quite good. So
now remember to keep your straws because they are eventually going to disappear. And those are the people that watch us on video. By the way, love your eccentric drinks because you always play the role of the tough metal guy, and that you've always got these delicate drinks that you have. But
see, and Bacon makes fun of me for that too. I went through my years of drinking straight Jack Daniels and vodka. I went through my years in the clubs doing that, and walking around the park with empty bottles of whiskey. And I did all that. All that was done in my 20s. That killed my stomach. I'm too old to do all that shit now. These drinks are just fine.
Okay. All right. Now, I would think there's more in there with all that sugar and crap. See, I don't drink a lot of hard liquor. I stick to beer. It's what serves me well. But I always find that if I'm going to have hard liquor, I would rather have it straight in a glass and mixing sugar and all that other shit that gives me a headache.
Well, if you're drinking, like if you're going out drinking, yes. I mean, this is like one drink, and for the show, so it's it's not it's. I never once, no matter how much I drink on this show, I never once wake up with a hangover the next day.
That's good because last week you were nogging it.
Yeah, but I think it's because for the over the years, my alcoholism has helped me learn about alcoholism, and if you drink too much beer,
excuse me,
if you drink too much beer is going to lead you to a hangover. If you drink hard liquor like I do, I drink the peanut butter whiskey and whatever one mixed drink that my wife makes. It's really not going to give you so much of a hangover. It's the beer that will always get you. And generally, because I'm drinking the other drinks, I'll have one beer, maybe two. And if I wake up with a minor headache, I take an ibuprofen or an Excedrin, and I'm good. I don't wake up with a hangover or anything.
Now, see, beer never gives me a hangover.
Oh, it always has.
It's when I'm drinking the shots or something, and that dehydrates the shit out of me.
Yeah, beer is always, because I've gone, you spend all night at a bar until it closes at 4 a.m. and you struggle to get home, and you've been drinking beers all night long, mixed in with a couple of shots here and there, and you wake up completely hungover. But yeah, I did all that in my 20s, in the band days, in the music days. I did all that. I'm perfectly fine with mixed drinks, little cream drinks and fruity drinks. I can take that now. If I was to drink straight Irish whiskey, my stomach would be on fire.
But you like that peanut butter stuff. I'm sure you'll do a shot or two of that.
It's not as harsh as drinking a Jack Daniels or a Jameson or things like that. Right. It's tempered down. So it's easier to ingest nowadays.
Okay, so speaking of tempered down, this is what I wanted to talk to you about tonight. Mm-hmm. So, and I may get teased and laughed at and lots of emails or whatever. So here's what I have planned for New Year's Eve. I don't think I slipped this out with you yet. So I found this spot. It's a nice little restaurant and kind of sports bar. There's a band. And it's going to have the ball drop and the party favors and all that stuff for New Year's. But here's the deal. It's from 12 in the afternoon until 8 at night. I reserved the table for 1:30. There's a buffet, chicken, beef, the usual, all the food and stuff to eat. And there'll be a band. Mm-hmm. And the ball drop will be at 6 p.m., which is probably England, I would imagine, is the ball drop that will be, and I'll be done by 8 o'clock. And we've got like 5 of us going, another couple that we know, and my sister, and we're going to go and have some food, maybe play some pool, listen to some music. I don't even know if I'll make it till 8 o'clock, to be honest with you. But I'm so excited about this, and some of the coworkers and stuff have made fun of me. My wife was a little hesitant, but I said to her, "You can come home. You can have the couple over, play some cards if you want, or we can just go home, relax." Wake up on New Year's Day, enjoy the day. It's not too late. So that is my plan for New Year's Eve, is a very adult afternoon New Year's Eve.
That to me, that is perfect. I'm like, just as I was with the alcohol back in my 20s, I partied and did the New Year's Eve thing back in my 20s as well, as we all did. I'm too old for that now. I watch I watch Twilight Zone and fall asleep before the ball drops. So what you're doing is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, and what I like about it is I like there was maybe, it might have been 4 or 5 years ago, because it was probably pre-COVID, but there was one year where we stayed out till like 3 o'clock in the morning and took a cab home, and I was out of it for not only New Year's but probably the day after as well, because it takes me longer to recover.
Right.
But I really enjoy New Year's Day. There's football, there's shows on, and eat some food, and maybe have another couple beers during the day. Just pace yourself and enjoy both days.
Right. And for a lot of people, I don't know if you take that week off between Christmas and New Year's, but for a lot of people, that's the last day of the vacation. So they'll take off from Christmas Day through New Year's, and New Year's Day is the last day off. So you want to just kick back. You don't want to sit there with a headache and a hangover and all that, and then have to go to work the next day. You want to relax. You want to enjoy, like you said, watch some football, eat some food, have a nice day.
Yeah, enjoy yourself a little bit. And I'm not off that week, but that's okay. That's when I clean everything up for the end of the year and stuff. But I have like, so next week I'm off Saturday, which would be Christmas Eve, Sunday, which is Christmas Day, and Monday, which is Boxing Day. Then I'm back, and then I'm off Saturday, which is New Year's Eve, Sunday, which is New Year's Day, and Monday we get off. So yeah, nice break.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't have Boxing Day, but Monday will be Christmas Day observed. So you have Christmas, because Christmas Day is on a Sunday. Most people don't work that day anyway. So they do the 26th, which is Monday, Christmas Day observed, which is then everybody is off.
Right. And see, so for the Christmas Day, because we have Boxing Day is a holiday, I get a float day, which I'll grab in January on the worst weather I can possibly find.
Right.
So anyway, I just wanted to share that, is that I am personally very excited about this New Year's, because
it's perfect.
Start at noon, 1 o'clock. I'm off the whole day, because other years you work New Year's Day and kind of go out at night or whatever, right? And I got the buy-in from the wife. I'm like, hey, you want to play cards, or you want to, go visit or go somewhere else for a drink or whatever you want to do, you still got that freedom. But the cool thing is that we've done New Year's Eve. We've celebrated it. We've actually done something. But I'm in bed.
No, it's perfect. I can't think of a better way to spend New Year's aside from watching the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, and I like that stuff too. I mean, I don't think I get that like you do, but anyway, let's get into the nitty gritty. And
have to get there. Hold on.
Now it's time for the news with our senior correspondent, the Big B.
And we're into the holiday season, ladies and gentlemen. So we have some fun. We had some leftover Florida for you from last week, and we've added, I think, 1 or 2 more. But also another subject that everyone seems to like.
When TikTok gets a little weird, we got it covered for you.
TikTok, ladies and gentlemen, and I believe we're even in the season, and we're starting off with a couple of like festive TikTok stories.
As soon as I find them, hold on. I'm looking. I can't find your email.
Okay. Well, actually, it was your email that answered me the order.
It's all in the same thread. So that's what I'm looking for. I can't find it. I don't know.
So, ladies and gentlemen, do I need to resend it or? Just titled News, I believe. So anyway, while he's doing that, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, so it's kind of a special night, a little bit of TikTok, a little bit of Florida, get you ready for the holidays. And a few of these TikTok stories are going to bring us right to some holiday stuff. And I'm gonna close out this TikTok thing. I don't really need that anymore. And then once we're done this, we'll of course bring in the Mike Jones reads the news. Did you find it by any chance?
No, it's like I found the one where, with the picture that we were the logo.
Right.
I can't find the news one at all.
All right, so I'm going to.
Can you read? Yeah, you have to resend it to me. I can't.
I'm going to have to forward this.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, you might have found it.
Which one are we at here?
It's called This Week's News.
This is from the 7th. This is from last week.
This is crazy, folks. I'm going to.
Yeah, you have to resend it to me. I don't have it. I have last week's. I don't have this week's.
So that's got your title, and I think it should have everything in the email. You should be receiving it. This is awkward, ladies and gentlemen.
It's usually right there, so I can just go to it. Here it is. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I lost the order, so hopefully I don't go out of order, but I think I'm okay.
No, that looks like I have the order right here, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, our apologies. You ready?
Is that it?
Christmas light.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Okay, we're okay. We're back. Cut us some slack here.
Remember, I get some.
I'm not the only one that has technical difficulties on the show.
There you go. Every now and then. Remember, I have COVID things. Leave me alone. So before I get started with these stories, as we go through these first couple of stories from our favorite social media site, you're going to see that people on that site are, for the most part, the dumbest people on the planet.
That's why it's a Florida TikTok extravaganza.
It really is. And as we go, you'll see why. First story of the night comes from the Daily Record, which is in the UK. Headline reads, people only now realizing what red Christmas lights are surprisingly used for. Are you ready with the... Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
With Christmas now fast approaching, households will be breaking out the old box of decorations, including their trusty lights for the tree. Some might notice that there's a single red light on each string, which appears to be a spare. But it turns out the object actually activates a little-known setting. Not little known.
No,
the finding was shared by a woman. The finding was shared by a woman who posts under the...
It's happened where? On TikTok.
Of course it does.
Of course it does. She posts under the TikTok user @Viznelly, who revealed what happens when you replace one of the light bulbs with the red spare. As reported by The Mirror, the TikToker shared the now viral clip saying, "I was today years old when I found out what these are for." The user went on, remove regular bulb and replace. In the clip, viewers can see them doing just that, then stepping back and waiting a few seconds. Oh, God damn it. Waiting a few seconds before the lights begin to flash on and off.
Blink, 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 blink.
Adding the red light changes the light settings like a remote control would with a more modern set of lights. The clip left TikTok users stunned and amazed.
A generation. It's a new generation.
Oh my God. 19.4 million views, as well as over 6,000 comments from impressed viewers.
I'm going to take a picture of me or a TikTok of me making toast and see if I get more views. Like this stupid shit gets 19 million views. We put up good quality every week, every day, little 2-minute segments, and we get 500 views.
Because we're smarter than the average TikToker. We have to dumb down.
Yes, I have to start doing something weird.
One user said, I thought they were spares. A second wrote, wait, what? I thought they were replacements. I swear to God, this app has taught me more in the last year than I have been alive. A different user commented,
a lot, though, if you're watching the right videos. I've learned some weird shit, I'm telling you.
You know where you can learn things? You can learn a lot of things on YouTube.
Yeah,
You're going to learn stupidity on
if you
TikTok.
want to fix something.
Yes.
But I've watched a lot of TikTok, and I'll agree with you. It's completely stupid, and it makes you laugh, or you just go, whoa, that's weird. But there's some shit I've learned on there, and even some good recipes that we cook in the house. There's this one shrimp and feta cheese thing that we make with pasta, and we found it on TikTok.
God. A different user commented, dude, all they had to do was write that somewhere on the box. I wasted so many years not knowing about this. However, some claim that they knew what the red light's purpose was all along and were surprised that it wasn't more widely known. One person said, as someone who grew up in the 90s, I thought everyone knew this. We didn't always have remote control lights.
Right.
A second agreed. I used to put up Christmas lights at my parents' house, so I didn't know that this wasn't common knowledge.
Now, here's a weird thing for you, is I did know about this, but I also haven't had these kind of lights for 15 years.
But you still know about it.
Red light option in a long time on my tree.
But you still know about it.
I knew about it because of the past, but they're making like we just discovered uranium or something like that. Like anyway, is that the end of it?
That was the end of the story. Remember, we are talking about the idiots on TikTok.
Right. And now listen, my hope and my prayer in all of this is that we're enlightening you as well. We don't want you to feel embarrassed if you're just finding out about it. 19 million views. Here's another Christmas hack. Now this one, I have to admit, well, I don't own one to begin with, but I didn't know.
Then I must lump you into this next statement. I will give a pass to certain people who didn't know what the red light on the lights were for. Fine, you grew up in this idiotic generation where you don't know your left from your right and you're dumb as shit and all you have is remote controls for everything. Fine. This next one, if you don't know what it does because it's in the fucking name,
it's a wooden soldier.
It is not. This coming from the New York Post. People shocked to discover what nutcrackers are actually for. Ladies and gentlemen, nutcrackers.
Yes, but we had these like metal ones. We still do. So you get that bowl of nuts, like chestnuts, hazelnuts, whatever the fucking nuts.
Yes, my grandmother had those.
Yeah. But
we also had nutcrackers, and you know what if you ever watched one episode of The Office on their Christmas episode in one of the earlier seasons, season 3, I want to say, they show them using a nutcracker to crack nuts.
It's a fucking soldier that you put on your fireplace. Who would go to such trouble to crack nuts with such an elaborate toy?
They've been around for centuries. It's not like they had, modern fucking technology in 1813. They were using nutcrackers to crack nuts.
Okay, so I get that. You could also use a fucking hammer. Why would they paint these things and grow hair on them?
Because it's part decoration.
Well, that's what I want to know. And exactly how do you use that to open a nut? Do you grab the guy's legs and smash it?
Do you not understand? There's a lever behind it that opens and closes the mouth.
I told you I don't have one. So it's a cocksucker for nuts is what you're telling me.
If you see, now look at the picture. You see that on the.
I got to bring this up. I have never had one of these.
Bring that up. So you see on the right one with the blue shirt, so to speak, and the red Okay. That square black box in the middle is where you put the nuts. And then the lever behind it, you close the lever behind it and it cracks.
This is like the Christmas version of Birds and the Bees. Do you have these in your house?
I do. I have. My son loves playing with them. I have 4 or 5, something like that.
Isby, I know I saw you in chat a little earlier. I want one of these in my stocking. I have never owned one of these, and if they were at grandma's or mom's or whatever, I always thought they were toy decorations. I plead complete ignorance to this. I have never seen one.
So why would they be called nutcrackers? Before I even read the story, I have to ask you.
Ballet, you know, like the girls, they like the swan and the peach plum fairy and all. There was a ballet or a Broadway or whatever it is. I'm not into either. Called the Nutcracker.
Right.
I thought it was just like a title.
Nutcrackers have become a staple part of Christmas decor.
So like actual Pokemons or something.
But their actual purpose has been a shock to some. Turns out the true function of nutcrackers lies within its name. People have taken to social media to express their surprise after discovering nutcrackers are actually used to crack nuts. It may seem obvious given the name of the figurine, but it seems to have gone right over so many people's heads. You're telling me that nutcrackers can actually crack nuts? Oh,
I'm in the group. I plead ignorance to this one. I'm being honest. I'm being truthful. I'm not going to hide. No fucking idea.
Genuinely didn't know that nutcrackers crack nuts. I'm sobbing RN right now. Nutcrackers are actually used to crack nuts. I was today years old. That's another fucking say. I was today years old.
Yeah, that's
that just
another
proves
one.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Here's another one. I was today years old when I realized that nutcrackers are actually used to crack nuts. Nutcrackers actually crack nuts in all caps. WTF? Since when? One person on TikTok also claimed
somebody grabbing the legs and smashing the nut with the fucking helmet or something.
One person on TikTok also claimed he was today years old when he discovered the actual use for a nutcracker. He captioned his video, "The Nutbuster," suggesting that he cracked the case. Clue is in the name, really, one person quipped. Very surprised by the amount of people who didn't already know this, another added. Another TikTok user also posted about the discovery, writing, "I probably sound so stupid, but my mind was blown when I found out yesterday." According to the Nutcracker Museum, woodcarvers in France and England were creating delicately carved, intricate nutcrackers resembling humans and animals by the 15th century. So in 1482, they were fucking using nutcrackers.
I had no
Christopher Columbus had a nutcracker on his fucking ship. The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria all used fucking nutcrackers on the high seas as they discovered the West Indies. But the Nutcracker figurine, as we know it today, which resembles toy soldiers with button blazers and top hats, didn't come into fruition until the 19th century. So again, as people were fighting in 1861, the North and the South are fighting each other with musket balls and cracking nuts at the same time for a
We had the
snack.
metal ones. You put the nut in the middle and you fucking crack it like that. That's the only nutcracker I've ever known.
What does Christopher Columbus and fucking General Lee have in common? They both had fucking nutcrackers.
Yeah, and Christopher Columbus also thought he was going to China and went the wrong way.
He thought he was discovering the new lands. He discovered the West Indies. Where was I? There we go. According to, So The Nutcracker figurine as we know it today, which resembles, 19th century. There we go. German woodworker Wilhelm Fuchter, known as the father of the Nutcracker, was the first to commercially produce the Nutcracker in 1872, using the Nutcracker from Heinrich Hoffmann's story, King Nutcracker and Poor Reinhold, as
And
his
that's probably where they came up with that damn fucking ballet.
Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker Ballet debuted in 1892,
See,
which has kept
that much
renewed
I knew.
interest in the figurine each year. The ballet is
That
thought to be
much
the
I knew.
reason
I
the
knew
Nutcracker
about
has been
I
associated
knew
with
about
Christmas.
Tchaikovsky.
Would you like a cookie?
I'm just saying, I do not own one of these in my house. And it seems like a lot of work to crack a fucking nut with a fucking toy. I can imagine the jokes that fly while you guys are doing it.
Come on. Hold on.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So even I learned stuff on this show. Are we done with this?
Yes, I was trying to open the next story.
Fucking history lesson on the
Ladies and gentlemen, go to season, I want to say it's season 3, but it could be season 4 of The Office when, no, I think it's season 3, when the Connecticut branch merges with the Scranton branch and the Connecticut people come over. They have a Christmas party episode, and you will see that one of the Connecticut people is trying to crack nuts with a nutcracker.
trying is the key word, ladies.
Well,
and
it's a comedy show, so the joke was it was falling out. But that's the purpose of a nutcracker, ladies and gentlemen, to crack nuts. What's the purpose of a hammer? To hammer things.
I would use a hammer, or I would use that little thing I told you, and that's what we've always used.
What's the purpose of a screwdriver? To drive
At
screws.
least I'm honest, ladies and gentlemen. At least when I find a flaw in my historical knowledge of Christmas, I have manned up to it and admitted it. It's a stupid thing, if you ask me. But I will be ordering some off Amazon once the show is over.
Please do remind me next week. I will bring not only the nutcracker. What was I going to bring next week?
You're going to bring the Die Hard Advent calendar.
The Die Hard Advent calendar and a nutcracker with me.
All right, you must with a nut to demonstrate, not a peanut that you could like.
It's like walnuts. You put walnuts in there.
Yeah, you got to see this. Anyway, on to stupidity, ladies and gentlemen. If you just joined us, this is where we are in the show.
It's happened where? On TikTok.
And the stupidity keeps on rolling with this next story. It comes from the New York Post. Headline reads, "My relaxing bath went very wrong. Now I deserve jail time."
Ooh, that must be real bad.
A TikToker is roasting herself for accidentally bathing in herbs and spices instead of
KFC bath.
Instead of bath salts.
Okay.
Quote, "Guys, I just turned myself into literal soup." Kenna McClellan says in the clip, which has been viewed more than 2.7 million times. Hold, I need to write something down.
Yeah, I how they're getting these views, I have no idea. She's grabbing for bath salts, ladies and gentlemen, and she grabs some herbs. She grabs the taco mix or the soup mix to pour into her bath. That's kind of cute. Next time, you should all try a vegetable soup bath.
What was the first hint? That it said Campbell's on it and not fucking Ivory? Fucking idiot. I thought these were bath salts, the Utah model exclaims. She's from Utah and she's a model.
There you go. Explains a lot right there.
Explains a lot about the intelligence. The 12-second video as she zooms in on the bag of spices and herbs floating in her bath.
It's a potpourri soup bath.
I didn't realize until after I put them in. I'm currently bathing in paprika, onion, garlic, red pepper, and herbs.
Oh,
She
I bet you
continued,
smell good for your date there, lady.
declaring, I deserve jail time.
Yeah.
This is the picture.
Oh, hang on. I have a question.
So that's like rice and fucking,
Yeah.
herbs and all that.
It's
Who would
soup.
mistake that for bath salts?
You would or wouldn't?
No, I said who would.
Yeah, I agree.
And I have another question. It's in I don't know if you saw, but in the top, it's one of those like Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
So when you open it, an aroma is going to rise.
Right. And I have a question. Would it not be stored in a separate area? Like most of our bathing needs are in the bathroom, one of the two bathrooms. Most of our kitchen needs are either in the pantry or in the cupboards.
Right. I don't go to the cupboard for bathing products.
Right.
I don't go into the bathroom vanity for soup.
Right. I don't mistakenly use table salt on my balls instead of talcum powder.
Right. I don't rub myself down with pepper thinking it's a massage oil.
There you go. It's all very clear now.
This genuinely made me laugh out loud. Thank you, one user laughed. Okay, but does it taste good? Another asked.
And did the bath not? So you wait a minute. I don't mean to interrupt, but usually you open the bag, there's an aroma, correct? So maybe she had COVID. But did the bath not start to smell like soup?
Something's
using hot water.
Right. So she's saying there was onion, garlic, paprika, and herbs and all that shit.
Right.
For sure, the onion and garlic are very distinctful smells.
Right. Not something you'd find like in a lavender bath bomb.
Correct. You're not spraying yourself with eau de garlic, to fucking bathe.
Not a chance.
So at what point do you not realize, what does this smell like Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody on TikTok, I wouldn't say everybody.
This is a modern day episode of Hansel and Gretel, okay? Because this is what the witch was doing in the big pot.
Oh, any fucking Bugs Bunny episode where they're stirring the big pot, this is what they put in there.
Yeah.
I don't want to say everybody because it's not everybody. 98% of everybody, 98% of the people on TikTok are the dumbest fucking people on this planet.
Yes.
Oh my fucking God. How long should you simmer? Someone asked. While another pointed out, at least you can say you're a true Spice Girl. I hate everybody in this story. I hope they all die of dysentery.
Yeah, but I mean, even the jokes aren't funny.
Oh my God. And that's it for that story.
All right. And then there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Even I wouldn't have been caught with that. One last story, and then we'll jump into Mike Reads the News. But we've actually got another Christmas story, which, of course, could only happen on one place, and that is where?
It's happened where? On TikTok.
Yeah, that's the theme of the first segment of the show, ladies and gentlemen. And that's a pretty gruesome scene we have up there. But shows you what TikTokers are. This is better than MySpace TikTok, I'm telling you.
Well, we're going from the dumb to the perverse. This, again, coming from the New York Post, the headline reads, The Grinch stole XXX-Miss. I'm a sexy Grinch and TikTok loves me.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to whack off to.
Hold.
God, people will do anything for attention. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen.
You're a sexy one, Mr. Grinch. A man has gone viral on TikTok posting videos of himself dressed up as sexy Grinch, and viewers are drooling over the furry green hunk. Somebody's fabulous. Mitchell Marsh from Newfoundland. Now,
he's
before
a
I go
Canadian.
further,
Canadian.
he is Canadian. Can you please explain the people of Newfoundland?
I've told you before that my neighbor is a Newfie, and remember Hockey Night in Canada. You're a hockey fan. The original one would say, ladies and gentlemen across the country of Canada and Newfoundland.
Yeah.
It was like the last province to join the country. They're like the island of lost souls. It's a tragic place. But anyway.
Is it the Florida of Canada, or is Florida too good for it?
It's pretty much the Florida of Canada. That's a good mark of it. If you try to watch Coldwater Cowboys, you will need the closed captioning.
Okay.
Okay, so they're doing crab fishing and fishing for different shit like you'd see on the other shows that we watch, but it's all eaten by, and they understand each other.
Do you understand them?
Not enough. Fuck no.
No. Okay.
But my neighbor, he's educated me for over a decade, and there's certain things I understand. They replace vowels with consonants and back and forth, and I believe this is where the Irish dropped everyone that had the scurvy or whatever that disease was, and that was the island that they kept them all on. And
got it.
You know what happened to Al Capone in jail. So it's a strange bunch. But anyway, carry on. We got a lot to get to.
Mitchell Marsh from Newfoundland completely transformed himself into the Christmas character with a full furry bodysuit, mask, green makeup, and yellow contact lenses.
He went
in the videos, Marsh takes the Grinch to a new PG-13 level, sometimes wearing sexy underwear or nipple tassels and pretending to be getting ready for some sexy time with Martha May, the Grinch's lover from the movie.
Was it Martha May, the little kid?
No, not the little kid. Martha May was the girl when in the Jim Carrey version.
Okay.
Little Grinch was in school, he liked this girl Martha May.
Okay,
in school. So when they have grown up.
I got you. Okay.
I wanted to give people a bigger and more different side of the Grinch. I mean, he's lonely in the cave. I'm a fan of the film and love bringing the character to life and getting as close to the film as I can get. I'm just here to make adults smile, laugh, and forget that bad Monday or any bad day. Millions of viewers seem to be doing just that, with his videos racking up millions of views and thousands of comments. Some of the videos have been taken down, including a video with 14 million views of Marsh performing a seductive dance in a black thong. But many others have made the cut. In the first video, Marsh, dressed as the Grinch, appears to be masturbating while staring at the camera, but as the shot zooms out,
it has not been taken down. That one has not been taken down.
Well, I'll tell you why. As the shot zooms out, it is revealed that he's releasing tension by punching a little replica of Santa Claus.
Oh,
okay, serious here. This is freaking funny, one user commented. I really didn't expect that. Ha ha ha. Childhood ruined, claimed in a traumatized individual. A second viral video shows Marsh as the Grinch getting ready for a date night with Martha May. He appears to be shaving his privates and feeling himself as he grooms himself until he accidentally shaves his furry penis into the toilet and yells in agony.
But these haven't been taken down.
The razor has given the Grinch so much trauma, someone joked. Well, if he wasn't grouchy before, ... The way my jaw dropped, Peyton said. I never gasped louder in my entire life of existing. Another user replied, I hate everybody on TikTok. In other comments, Marsh told fans that his wife, Tash, made the costume and he normally uses it for normal Grinch appearances, but wanted to make some videos with a shock factor for fun. When I'm not on TikTok or other social platforms, I use the Grinch for charity events for sick kids, which is very good.
That is good. That's very kind.
The world has had enough doom and gloom, don't you think? Kindness can travel a lot further if you let it.
All right. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our TikTok segment of the news. And what we're going to do right now, and we got to keep moving. We may not get to DK's big tip of the week because we got to fly through this shit. But let's go over to our correspondent. And I cannot figure out why that is blurry on the screen. Something is going on, but I will fix it. And we will figure it out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a fun segment that we have every week now, and it is this.
And now, Cave Crew Radio presents Mike Reads the News with Mike Jolitz.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. How are you doing, DK? How's it going, Sir Big B? Alrighty, guys, it is Friday. Oh, man, what a week. Still trying to beat this cold a little bit. It's hanging on. I got a bark going on. But at any rate, guys, it's Friday, December the 16th, and it is now time for Mike Reads the News. Kyler Murray hurt his vagina in a losing game on Monday night against the Patriots. Shartnell sucks so bad. The season finale of Lego Masters was on TV on Wednesday. I only caught the ending, but it's safe to say two virgins won. AOC released a documentary about climate change. The damn thing made under $10,000 with it being released in 120 theaters. That's only about $80-some per screening. Should have done a mockumentary. Might have made more. Elon Musk is no longer the world's richest man. Oh, yeah? He owns Twitter. So there's that. Asshole extraordinaire Colin Kaepernick is going to exec produce a show targeting the police who are supposed to serve and protect. Yeah, I bet he won't get a pass next time he gets pulled over. They'll serve him with a ticket. Shartnell's GM, Steve, whatever his name is taking an indefinite leave of absence. Not sure why and don't care. Kyler Murray should join him, and head coach and the happy belated birthday to game show host Bob Barker. He's 99 years old. Damn. Wow. And finally, in the news, Elon Musk is auctioning off tons of crap from the Twitter offices. Well, most of it isn't needed anymore. Why not? And he's apparently behind on the rent at the San Francisco headquarters. That's weird. Okay. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news. It is now time for the tidbits. They're not headlines. They're just little tiny pieces of shit. Yeah. My band 212 is ranked number 3 on the alternative chart in Surprise on Reverb Nation. Still amazed by that. Yeah. Legendary boxing referee Lane Mills died. Oh, no. Looks like they're going to make Rush Hour 4. I'll pass. Thanks, though. Oh, yeah. And finally, in the tidbits, I have not teabagged. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news. That does it for the tidbits. Sorry, I don't have Twitter shits this week. It's been a rough one. So anyway, I will be back with Twitter shits next week.
Yeah, so
if you guys want to reach me, just go ahead and reach me. Yeah. All right. Later, guys. Bye-bye.
Hot topics, weird news, shock talk radio, cavecrewradio.com.
Did you write that down?
The last one, yes, I certainly did.
Okay. The wonderful Mike Jolitz. I was so disappointed. And look, we all get busy. We all got shit to do. I get it. But okay, maybe the Twitter shits will come next. And I don't know, like everyone seems to love it, not just me. So it's just following conversations on Twitter, but we like weird shit. So we into it.
It's quite funny.
There's something else we really like too. And we fell behind last week, and we apologize, ladies and gentlemen. But we do like to visit one of the most wonderful places on earth.
Everyone from Florida is stupid.
Cave Crew Radio presents Florida in the News.
And this week, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a plethora of Florida stories for you. Look at this fine-looking gentleman. What did he do?
You can tell he's high.
Yeah, no, slightly.
Just a little bit. First Florida story comes from Click Orlando. Headline reads, Ocala man accused of fleeing from deputies on stand-up scooter in the Florida Keys.
Why can't we ever get video of it? And the Keys is all like water and bridges.
Oh yeah, well, and it's all fucked up people over there too.
I know, but like the Keys is like kind of like the islands, right? Like
Right.
that'd be so cool.
A 38-year-old man from Ocala was arrested Wednesday morning after fleeing from deputies on a stand-up electric scooter and then jumping into water. Monroe County Sheriff's Office spokesman Adam Linhart said Jose Jr. Vigil crossed US 1 on Stock Island at approximately 2:47 a.m. on a scooter with no lights.
Oh, see, that's the problem, right?
Especially at 2:47 a.m. According to a news release, deputies attempted to stop Vigil as he traveled southward toward Key West on the sidewalk. Vigil refused to stop for deputies and continued to drive to a hotel near the entrance of Key West, where he fled on foot. Deputies attempted to shock Vigil with a taser, but were not successful. Authorities said Vigil then jumped into the water and refused to come out.
Can I just say something? How many times in these Florida stories have we heard that they've jumped in the water and refused to come out?
It's
two questions of this. A, are the police afraid of going in the water? Maybe they're crocodile infested. I have no idea. And B, why do these people think they're safe in the water?
A, no, they're not afraid. We've watched enough live PD and all that to know they will go into the water. B, they're in Florida. They are Floridians. They're high on something. They think anything that's not solid ground will save them from everything on this planet.
So like I'm the invisible man.
Right.
I'm evaporating. No one can see me inside, even though I'm only waist deep in a fucking someone's pond.
Right. You turn invisible automatically when you get wet.
Gotcha.
Authorities said then and refused to come out. They said a responding Key West police officer eventually convinced Vigil to get out of the water.
Yeah.
According to deputies,
I don't feel like getting wet today, buddy. Can you just fucking drag your ass? I see you.
Out. According to deputies, a small amount of marijuana and multiple plastic baggies were found in Vigil's possession.
And was it
transported to a near?
What was in the baggies? Flakka?
Small amount of marijuana and multiple plastic baggies. It doesn't say. Vigil was transported to a nearby jail. He faces charges of fleeing and eluding, resisting arrest, possession of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
I just wonder what the paraphernalia is. They always leave the good parts up. All right, there you go. There is our first suspect in our Florida stories. And
we'll try to get through them. We'll try to get through them quick so we can get to your tip of the week.
Yeah, I'm going to need about 5 minutes. That's it. Anyway, this is another good one. Will this work for me? No, I don't want to be on top. Let's go back to that. Okay. This is another idiotic Florida story.
This comes from Yahoo. Headline reads, Yahoo by way of the Miami Herald. Headline reads, man slaps police horse on butt at 2 a.m. and it didn't end well.
You know what? I just interrupting again very quickly, but I've noticed another theme to these stories is, remember I said I've been to Florida and although I met some very unique people, I never experienced any of this. I think I need a nap in the afternoon so I can be out at 2 a.m.
You need to experience the late nightlife of Florida.
Because both these stories have been after 2.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, sorry.
A police horse named Brooklyn has been named the victim in an unusual battery case after it was slapped for no apparent reason in downtown St. Petersburg, Florida. The incident happened just before 2 a.m. on Saturday, December 3rd at the intersection of Central Avenue and 3rd Street North. 2 officers were patrolling the area on horseback when one reported seeing a man approach with one hand raised, the report states. So he's walking down the street like this.
He's mad. He hates horses.
The defendant walked up behind my partner, who was also riding a police horse. I observed the defendant then, with his open hand, slapped the rear of my partner's horse. The defendant immediately looked at the officers and stated he didn't know he wasn't allowed to hit horses.
We need more signs in Florida.
The suspect was arrested and identified as a 27-year-old man from Odessa, about 40 miles north. He was unarmed and not intoxicated.
Really?
He was a sober individual that just decided to slap a horse.
Just walked down the street with his hand in the air. His intentions were known, unless he was going to high five somebody. Smack the horse right on the ass.
He was watching episodes of fucking Roy Rogers, maybe, when they slapped the horse and it ran.
Come on, let's go.
I don't know. He's been charged with battery on a police horse. The charge is a first-degree misdemeanor and applies to anyone who intentionally, maliciously touches, strikes, or causes bodily harm to a police canine, fire canine, SAR canine, or police horse.
This is actually a law.
This is a law.
Now I'm questioning the governance of that state.
Why? Well, those
first-degree misdemeanor for slapping a fucking horse on the ass. He probably didn't feel it. He probably had a black fly biting his ass and probably appreciated it.
Well, these animals are officers. They are officers of the law, of the fire department. When you have, you've watched Live PD, you have a canine officer with his canine. They wear bulletproof jackets. They go out. They are considered, enforcers of law.
They still shit on the street.
Well, anybody can if they really wanted to.
Well, I'm sure that's some kind of a third-degree misdemeanor.
Brooklyn, the horse involved in the incident, is a 1,400-pound Percheron thoroughbred cross gelding who was born in 2003. He mainly works in the downtown district and is currently one of 3 horses in the department's mounted patrol unit. He was a mounted patrol horse with the Boston Police Department until he was donated to the St. Petersburg Police in 2009. A similar incident occurred in Orlando in 2017 when a man from Pace, Florida, slapped a police horse on the hindquarters while it was on patrol.
So it's not the first time that this. So I see why we need a law. This is obviously
an ongoing thing.
Crime.
The suspect in that case was arrested and charged with injuring a police horse, resisting arrest without violence, and cocaine possession.
Well, see, this man is in a little bit deeper shit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all there is to it. So the horse didn't react. It didn't kick him, or.
I mean, no, that they're trained. They're, any animals that are in law enforcement or fire or military are highly trained animals. So they don't react until given specific commands.
All right. Now, the next story here, ladies and gentlemen, is a sport that I brought to your attention before it even took off. But now this is a sport that a lot of people are playing. And I still haven't got involved in it yet, by the way, although I proclaimed I would be a international champion. I think I'm now behind it. But there's, of course, an interesting take on it in Florida.
I think this story will make you want to do pickleball even more.
Well, I don't know. Not with the way these people look.
This coming from pickleballhop.com. Headline reads, nude pickleball is taking off and becoming popular. There is a nude pickleball boom going on all over the world. The majority of people who dink in the raw want more naked pickleball at nudist resorts from coast to coast. The game of nude pickleball is destroying its competition. In order to meet the demand for pickleball courts, clothing optional resorts are holding tournaments and advertising their pickleball facilities.
Just what I want is a ball flying at my nuts. Like,
but it's a
any
wiffle ball.
type
It's
of
not going to
sport.
hurt.
I have always been raised to wear a cup.
It's a wiffle ball, though. It's not going to hurt.
I don't care. It's a part of your body you want to protect, no matter.
No, I agree. But
why does that woman have a shirt on?
If it's a nudist colony, right? I had that question as well. Cypress Cove Nudist Resort in Kissimmee, Florida, is home to USA Pickleball Ambassador Mike Sullivan. Sullivan said pickleball is the biggest sport here by 5 times.
I'm telling you that. I told you this 2 years ago.
In the early days of pickleball at Cypress Cove, a couple visiting from England marked chalk lines on the 2 tennis courts. There were 2 pickleball courts at the resort 5 years later. The 2 courts at Cypress Cove have grown into 6, and 172 dues-paying nudists play pickleball on a daily basis.
I want to tell you, aside from the nudists, every single park they're building in this city, they are building where we used to see tennis courts when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe skate parks. In another generation, they're building pickleball court. This is huge. I should have jumped on this when I had the fucking chance.
It is impossible to compare with anything else, Sullivan said. The sport of tennis is dying. Their knees have been injured or they have died. It looks like they only have 8 people left.
It's like the foosball of the World Cup.
There you go. Who needs flailing around soccer players when you can have naked pickleball players?
Right. I'm telling you, this is, you will, I don't know in New York if this is happening, but you will quickly start to run into people that are playing pickleball.
A similar game to horseshoes, cornhole is the only recreational pursuit at Cypress besides pickleball.
Another big game that we know of, cornhole.
Are they doing nude cornhole?
That maybe we can get Jimmy.
A nude cornhole tournament.
Stores and have a late night Jimmy's cornhole.
Jimmy, if you're listening, anybody, Jay Vegas, anybody at Jimmy's Sports Lounge, we need a nude cornhole tournament.
Right. For charity, of course.
For charity.
Yeah. We'll send you money. We will PayPal you money.
There you go. I have no problem with that. I would do it in a second. Sullivan dismissed the drinking game as nothing more than a drinking game. The games are scheduled around happy hour and last 4 hours each week. Pickleball is something we play all the time. There's a Clothing Independence Day tournament planned by Sullivan's community on July 4th, which is a home and away pickleball clash with other Florida nudists.
This is great.
I can't wait to watch ESPN 8, the Ocho, for the nude pickleball clash.
Or like one of these Life channels or Discovery channels will do a documentary on this. And I you know what my question, has this reached TikTok or are we going to break the news?
We might have to break the news. We could get on top of this and put it on TikTok.
And maybe we'll get 621 views.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ball machines are used to practice drills and lessons and encourage new players at the nudist resort. It's just a matter of bringing your tennis shoes.
Machines now. You know those tennis balls and you play baseball. You know the baseballs that throw at you with the wheel that turns.
Yep.
They even have that in pickleball now. I'm so behind. When we come up with these crazy ideas and we talk about this shit, Big B, we got to start jumping on it. We're not getting any younger.
That is true. We are not. I think we need to discuss this with Jimmy because I think Jimmy can make this happen.
I mean, I could do the. I wanted to play this sport, and you guys mocked me. And I'm like, I wanted to go in with a shirt with a skull on and a headband like dodgeball, and I wanted to devour 90-year-old men. And you guys thought I was cruel. I would have been like the Mike Tyson of fucking pickleball. There was a show named back in 2000, sometime during COVID. I can't remember. I'd have to search the archives. It was named after pickleball. I wouldn't play with my balls hanging down to my knees, though. That's beyond me. I'd be a classy pickleball player.
Well, this next paragraph may change your mind. In contrast to playing pickleball clothed, people who play pickleball naked say it provides much better comfort. After playing a few games, you won't have to deal with sweaty, clinging clothes.
I'll change and I'll shower.
According to Larry Ford, owner of Clothing Optional Home Network, there's a clothing optional home network?
Like a television network.
Yes. And a nudist bed and breakfast resort, Alpenglow Ranch. It's the feeling of the sun and the wind on your body, which gives you the sense of freedom.
Do they all fucking have an orgy when this is done? Like here you go. Here's your glass of orange juice, the state water, and a blue pill. Now go engage in a good old senior citizen gangbang.
Well, according to Larry Ford, there's nothing like your balls flapping around in the sunshine on your asshole while you hit a fucking wiffle ball around to get your blood
flowing. I want to retire, ladies and gentlemen. It's so much more fun than going to work.
And that's it.
It's something special. We'll keep an eye on that for you, ladies and gentlemen. I still wonder why that woman, if it's so fun, was wearing a shirt. Anyway, let's go to marital bliss and another unfortunate situation. I believe we covered this once, and this may be a follow-up. But
I thought you were reading this. I said we did this before, but the date is a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know.
I think this might be a follow-up, kind of like when the woman who married the tree got divorced from the tree.
All right. Well, we'll do it again. If we did it once, we'll do it again.
Yeah, it's comes from the year celebration. This is a best of.
Right, best of, right. Yeah. This coming from Yahoo by way, again, of the Miami Herald. Headline reads, poisonous level of marijuana in caterer's food derails wedding. A woman who attended a wedding in Florida is suing the event's caterer, accusing her of serving guests food infused with poisonous levels of marijuana. The event meant for celebrating two newlyweds turned to chaos as deputy arrived to find guests complaining of feeling high or stoned at the February 19th reception in Longwood City, a city 15 miles north of Orlando.
Can you imagine, though, being at that reception and just like walking in? You don't want to be poisoned or stoned on the marijuana yourself. You're walking by, you look in the door. Could you imagine how elaborate the Macarena must have been?
The electric slide would have been awesome.
Oh, yeah. Or the YMCA
When authorities showed up, first responders were already treating several sick guests, and a few attendees were sent to a hospital. Samples of the food served at the event were sent to a lab for testing. Lab results revealed lasagna and bread tested positive for THC.
Wacko tobacco lasagna. I love it.
There you go.
So much better, so much more original than hash brownies.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
2 months later, the Orlando-based wedding caterer Jocelyn Bryant and the bride were arrested.
Oh, so it was like a sabotage. She had her wedding cake. It wasn't confetti cake. Like a little bit of wacko tobacco for the bridegroom and then the mother of the groom.
Virginia Ann Taylor Svoboda, who says she became immediately ill after unknowingly eating marijuana-laced food at the event, has filed a lawsuit against Bryant and her catering company. Jocelyn's Southern Kitchen, Inc., according to a complaint, which is Jocelyn's Southern Kitchen, Inc. McClatchy News has contacted Bryant's company for comment on November 29th. Taylor Svoboda's lawsuit argues she had no idea the wedding's food contained cannabis, resulting in her suffering from marijuana poisoning.
Right. I thought it was paprika. I made a mistake.
I thought it was bath salts.
Yeah. I thought I bathed in all the wacko tobacco.
Food infused with marijuana can affect people differently compared with smoking the plant and can cause poisoning if too much is consumed. Having too much may result in anxiety, paranoia, a fast heart rate, severe nausea, and more, the agency says, the CDC says.
I bet you they never had a wedding. Excuse me, sir. May I please have another slice of lasagna? I'm feeling unusually hungry.
Keep that lasagna coming.
Yeah. I don't know why. I should be full by now, but I'd like another slice, please. I've got the munchies.
Uncomplicated marijuana intoxication rarely needs medical advice or treatment. Taylor Svoboda is accusing Bryant of negligence, and her lawsuit seeks more than $30,000 in damages.
Wow. Whole wedding was stripping. Everyone was tripping, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we bring to we keep it on the theme of food to bring this Florida segment to a conclusion. A story that was hanging over from last week. Ladies and gentlemen, a very famous dish. Well, we eat Kraft mac and cheese here, but we also make it homemade. And I'm a huge fan of macaroni and cheese and smoked mac and cheese, but well, this lady got a little bent out of shape.
Yes, I make a wonderful smoked mac and cheese. This final story comes from CNN. Headline reads, a Florida woman is suing Kraft for $5 million, saying Velveeta microwave mac and cheese takes longer to make than advertised.
You can sue for everything nowadays, I'm telling you.
The label on a cup of Velveeta's microwavable mac and cheese says the meal only takes 3.5 minutes to prepare. But a Florida woman says this is false, and she is suing the manufacturer for $5 million.
You do realize that a wattage on a microwave like changes over age and varies from model to model, and similar to your BTU on your barbecue or the amount of smoke your smoker produces, or
It varies. Amanda Ramirez of Hialeah has filed a proposed $5 million class action lawsuit against Kraft Heinz Food Company, alleging the food producer's Velveeta shells and cheese takes longer than advertised to prepare. Attorneys for Ramirez filed a lawsuit in U.S. District Court in the Southern District of Florida on November 18th. The lawsuit claims that the packaging on the microwavable single-serve cups of mac and cheese says it will be ready in 3.5 minutes, and it's false and misleading. The product's instructions say to microwave the cup for 3.5 minutes, but Ramirez's attorneys argue this number doesn't account for the other four steps required to prepare the pasta.
You've got to stir it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have to remove the lid.
Right.
And the sauce pouch.
Right. That's 14 seconds.
Add water.
Oh, geez. So you now have to walk away from the counter to the sink, add the precise amount of water.
Microwave and then stir.
Oh, this is at least a 5-minute task.
You watch out. The additional steps mean it's impossible for the mac and cheese to be ready in just 3.5 minutes. Kraft Heinz Food Company dismissed the lawsuit as frivolous. Of course it is.
Yeah, absolutely frivolous.
We are aware of this frivolous lawsuit and will strongly defend against the allegations in the complaint. The lawsuit alleges that Kraft is unfairly profiting off false advertising on the cups, especially because customers trust the well-known brand to be honest with them. Ramirez's lawyers argue that the company sells the product at a substantial price premium while using its misleading marketing of ready in 3.5 minutes, which instantly catches the eye of all reasonable consumers.
And of course, there is a lawyer that takes her case.
Oh, there are ambulance chasers.
Always
everywhere.
is.
Customers are paying more than they otherwise would because of the 3.5 minutes claim. Ramirez is like many consumers who seek to stretch their money as far as possible when buying groceries. But because of the claim, she paid more for the product than she would have paid and would not have purchased it or paid less had she known the truth. In addition to the $5 million in damages, the plaintiff also seeks punitive damages from Kraft Heinz Food Company and asked the company be ordered to cease its deceptive advertising, as well as be made to engage in a corrective advertising campaign.
She is getting some real good legal advice.
CNN reached out to the attorneys for Ramirez for additional comment. Nothing has come back.
She's gone radio silent. I do have a comment on this. So, do you have Kraft, like the Kraft mac and cheese over there, Kraft dinner?
Yeah, of course.
I'm really surprised that they also do Velveeta. Almost like a monopoly. I might.
Well, they do. Like I'll say this: the company I work for is owned by Nestle.
Right.
Nestle also owns similar companies to what we do. So they'll put out the same thing under two different names.
Right.
Different companies, like we run our own stuff, that company runs their stuff, but we do basically the same thing. It's just under different names. So Kraft does the same thing.
But now, on a side note, Velveeta does have its place in the fridge. I'm not sure I'd want to eat it with noodles.
No, have you ever had the Velveeta mac and cheese?
No, I never tried it.
Oh, you have to try it. It's actually really, really good. Velveeta mac and cheese is good.
I don't even know if it's available in Canada.
Oh, it may not be. But if next time you go to the supermarket, look it up. It is good. As far as suing, I don't know anybody, like when you go and buy something and, if you look at it, it's ready in 3.5 minutes, whatever.
It's like you buy a phone and the battery life is 12 hours and it lasts 10. You're not going to sue.
Right. But even like, you get the thing and place in the microwave for 3.5 minutes. It's understood that you have to do other things in order to get it to the point where you put it in the microwave for 3.5 minutes.
Right. So when you're making stuff and such on the oven or something, you still got to open the pouch and add the butter and the fucking water. Right. Minute rice does not really take a minute, ladies and gentlemen.
Does not take a minute, correct.
It's a catchphrase. All right, to close things out, Big B, only because it seems like it's been a lot of fun that we've been doing this, and it actually gets harder and harder every week, but I'm going to take another stab at it.
Now, it's time for DK's Big Tip of the Week.
And it's not necessarily one tip. So I have no idea how this started or what my tip of the week was when it anonymously popped up about 4 or 5 episodes ago. But we gave you sexual advice from an outsider. I gave you advice last week or the week before on how to leave work or a personal party. I thought I'd keep the Christmas theme going. And what I have here, I can go through it quickly. It won't take long. This is kind of like the complete list, like 7 things you can anonymously send someone, be it an enemy, a coworker you don't like, a family member you don't like, but you got to buy a gift for, that you can anonymously send. And these are real things. Did you know, Big B, that you could send someone glitter? That's messy, right?
Right.
No doubt you've heard you could ship your enemies glitter. This company started as a drunken media stunt and have sold $85,000 in glitter. Customers can either pay $9.99 to ship an ordinary bag of glitter or $19.99 for an utterly horrific sounding glittery cupcake. Described as the company with batter sprinkled with glitter.
Okay.
It is not edible. I guess you can eat this. You can't eat it, I mean. But imagine, I send you this thing. You open the package, it's glitter. You know how messy glitter is.
Right. If it's loose, but if it's on a cupcake, it's not loose.
No, but it's batter. So it's fucking flour and glitter everywhere.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. I got you now. I got it.
All right. Next one. Again, these are people you don't like, right?
Got it. Okay.
Or enemies, coworkers, bosses. And this is anonymous, ladies and gentlemen. And we've talked about this on the show. I don't remember when, because we are going into season 10 next year, by the way. You can send them poop.
Oh, my God.
And apparently the competition is fierce within this subcategory.
Really?
There's Shit Express, the company that lets you use Bitcoin. It does not even exist anymore, to anonymously send poop to your enemies. It's not human poop, so don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, but horse poop. It's organic. It costs $16.95 or 0.05 Bitcoins. I have no idea what that is, to send a package of the previously mentioned excrement anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They boast sales of $10,000 a month.
Wow.
If you're not feeling with them, you can try Poop Senders, another anonymous poop sending company that will send your friend or enemy a healthy helping of some of the nastiest, stinkiest fresh poop you have ever seen. The site promises we have several varieties of poop that we can send, including the special poop of the month.
The special poop of the month.
There's another company here that will do elephant poop, cow poop, or gorilla poop, or a 1 gallon combo pack. Just remember this if you're feeling angry at someone.
A 1 gallon combo pack.
I found this one weird. Mayonnaise. This is arguably the grossest, like worse than poop.
Worse than the 1 gallon poop extravaganza?
Yeah, but wait a minute. So these people are saying, like mayonnaise, you might dip a French fry in it or put on your sandwich. These people, for $45 an envelope, will put mayonnaise in it.
In an envelope.
Right. So the person opens the envelope and there's mayonnaise. And I guess there's a note inside that says, my hate for mayonnaise is only matched by my hate for you.
So wait, I have a question now. So you're putting it in an envelope. It's mayonnaise. It's going to, drip out of the envelope.
Well,
so the mailman,
plastic covering or something that's securing it, right? Like a baggie or whatever.
I don't know.
The glitter won't just be in an envelope.
But then what's the point? Like if you're sending somebody mayonnaise and it's in a plastic cup that's covered, okay, throw it away. It means nothing. If you get a messy envelope and it's mayonnaise is all over your hand, that says something.
Right. I don't know how it works. You'll have to Google it. I'm simply reporting this. It gets better.
Oh boy.
Dicks. I also think we've covered this. This also has multiple competitors. Ship a bag of dicks apparently lets you ship gummy dicks for $12. For an extra $1, they'll mix glitter. See, they're going into their competition. I have no idea what this is, but for $25, you can ship a Magnum bag of dicks. $100 for the exclusive ultimate bag of dicks. There's a similar service. This is great. This is more competition than Home Depot and fucking Lowe's. Like a similar service, Dicks by Mail, launched around the same time. They offer an anonymous bag of dicks for $15.
An anonymous bag of dicks.
Yeah. Wait, there's one more.
Oh.
There's also Ship a Dick. So instead of sending candy dicks, you can send a giant cardboard dick to your enemies.
Oh, God.
I've only got a couple more here. I got time. The middle finger. It's so simple. It's brilliant, Big B. For the low price of $5, Bird by Mail lets you anonymously ship a piece of paper. And it says hi, and then you flip it, and it's just a picture of someone shooting you a middle finger.
Got it.
That's kind of this one I love. Never heard of it. I guarantee you I'm going to use it. It's called prank candles. You know how popular candles are, especially with the ladies. So if you got a lady that's an enemy or you really want to get back at, WTF Candles, they have come out with candles that smell good at the beginning and then start to stink. For instance, apple pie to dirty fart.
Aha.
Baby powder to baby diaper. Clean laundry to sweaty gym socks.
Nice.
So I may order one just to try it.
Just let it burn on the show and see what happens.
I might even send one to my wife, even though like I don't hate her. She's not an enemy, but I think it'd be a lot of fun where she lights the candle and it's smelling like an apple pie. And hey, honey, you like the smell of this? Yeah. Oh, that's delicious. You should make it out. And then all of a sudden it smells like a diarrhea fart.
That's wonderful.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, to end this whole thing, you could send a sweet nothing. Yes, there's actually a company out there, ladies and gentlemen, that will, for $12.99, ship an empty box with like those styrofoam peanuts inside.
Yep.
And I love this one too. So imagine you're opening the box, there's the peanuts inside, and you're shuffling around, and inside is sweet nothing.
Very nice.
I do think there's value to this segment.
For those of you that are looking for last minute Christmas presents, there you go.
We've done this poop thing before, and I honestly have never, but I really, even as a prank, even to someone I don't like, I think at some point I'm going to send like gorilla poop. And then the candle, I could see myself doing that to my wife. Just for fun.
Just for fun.
Can't be that bad. All right. Now's the time, ladies and gentlemen. We name the show. Next week, we're live December 23rd. We're also live December 30th to close off CCR D2, and we'll enter a new season. And I don't even know. Some of these will be like show notes. I don't even know if I have one for the show. I might have a couple. Christopher Columbus had a nutcracker.
He did.
My alcoholism has led me to know about alcoholism. was another one. I like this one so much, I wrote it down twice. I was today years old.
Oh, my God. Fucking idiot TikTok users.
But my favorite, and I can't even remember if it was the pickleball one or something else. Ladies and gentlemen, my nomination for the show name this week is Dink in the Raw.
Dink in the Raw. That was the pickleball.
What do you got? I'm going to say a 5.
6.
Oh, I didn't think you were writing down that much.
First one would be a show name. I'm sorry, show note, not a show name. I turned myself into literal soup.
Yeah. These are almost too long for show notes. I turned myself into
literal soup.
All right.
Next one would be a show note as well. The special poop of the month.
That's a good one. The special poop of the month. Yep.
Next up, I'm a sexy Grinch.
Okay.
Next after that, poop senders.
It could be a show name.
It could be.
Okay.
Next one, the Mike Tyson of pickleball.
It could be true.
And finally, my entry for a show name, as it harkens back to something we often go through on this show, coming from our pal Mike Jolitz.
Yes, I do remember this.
I have not teabagged.
Yeah. Which I will go for because I had that, but I didn't write it down. That's why I asked you. Did you write that down?
Yep.
I have not teabagged. Although Dink in the Raw is good, and I was 3 years old. All right, well, we'll have some fun with this, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I did. I noticed that one as well, and I flagged you. I said, "Did you write that down?"
That was a good one.
If you want to continue to receive the big tip of the week, let me know. If it's boring you, also let me know. And I will remove it from future episodes. But
I enjoy the big tip of the week.
It's very difficult, though, to come up with something. So if you have any ideas, let me know.
As we go through the weeks, I will.
Yeah. And again, that may be one of the things that we don't do every week, but it pops up once in a while. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. It's the 23rd. That means there's only 2 more sleeps till Christmas. I don't know what's up yet, but I'm sure we'll have some kind of a Christmas theme. And Mike Jolas says that the Twitter shits will be back.
Nice.
All right, my friend. I will, if I don't talk to you before, I will talk to you on Monday.
Later.
When Pucks and Pints is on. Good night, everybody. Cave Crew Radio everywhere. And cavecrewradio.com. You can find us. We're not that hard to find.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here! Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Fox and Friends in the morning, they're very honorable people.